Fancy Pants, US Madman, and Tragedy.
I'm Bomber Webb.
And I am Christopher Olsen.
And you are about to listen to This Week in Sedgefield.
All right, so this week it was around Tuesday afternoon that thing started happening, and then in the evening it started getting dark, and we're here in Groenvallei, and we walked out, my wife and I, Tammy and I, and then we saw lots of flashlights, and we heard kind of calling and shouting, and lots happening, and we've, as a community, I'm sure, all heard about this, and it's something that we've got to start with speaking about, and that's young Simi Nswayimbane.
Yeah, what a tragic story. I think all communities were out, and some following the stuff on their phone, the safety and security thing. Mm-hmm. The young lad,
5 years old,
thereabouts, playing, and according to what's been said on social media, he ran off. There was a dog chasing him. Mm-hmm. And he ran off into the bush and went missing. And the community searched for him for a good few hours, and then eventually found his deceased body. Very, very tragic. From what has been said by the councillor soon after he was discovered, the ward councillor Levelle Davis, he was sitting with the family, and he just posted a note to say, "The search is over. I'm sitting with the family now. The child did not make it." And he said, "We've got to do something about the vicious dogs in the area." That's all we've got to go on at the moment. Yeah, we're presuming that's what happened. That the child sort of was attacked by a dog or something along those lines. Possibly he was running away and fell.
We don't know. There's so much that we don't know. And I think that's been one of the big things with this, is that we're in a time that now you want to know instantly everything that's going on. And you want to reach out to the right people, and you're not sure, and it's jumping on Facebook and checking back and forth. And I know I'm not really much on Facebook, but I worry so much that there is going to be a level of let's start to pass blame, or somebody throws in a comment that isn't helpful. I know that's happened with other occasions, but one of the biggest parts of this is that there is maybe a desire to help, or is it that, or is it just we want to know what's going on, and we can't stand to not hear what's going on.
People do want to know what's going on, and unfortunately what happens is people hear suggestions of what might be, and they do pass them on. And it does look, in this case, fortunately, that side wasn't quite so bad.
Which I'm encouraged to hear. Very happy to hear about that.
No bad information came out, but there has been other incidences incidents in town over the last few years where the wrong info is innocently passed on. All it takes is for someone to say, "I think maybe this happened," and then it becomes, "Oh, apparently this happened," and then it becomes, "This is what happened." When it goes through 3 or 4 people.
That's it. And that's always been a problem, and it's always going to be a problem. It's just inflamed nowadays, where it is, you have a thought and it's put on social media, and especially if the algorithm decides that lots of people should know about that because they're interested in that, and the algorithm just cares about us having our eyes on the screen for as long as possible, it kind of stimulates that sort of thing. So I mean, one of the big things that I wanted to ask, like on the evening, I saw the flashlights and heard the shouting, and then eventually saw the report that it was Simi that was missing, and you want to help, you want to do something. And what do we do? Kind of in this situation?
I think in this situation, what started happening was people were asking how they could get involved. That eventually happened unfortunately a little late.
Oh.
Not that
it wouldn't have,
that sounds bad. It wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah.
But
when
when the search started going on after dark and people started thinking, well, hang on, there's a 5-year-old boy out there and it's dark now.
It's dark and it's
this
on the
is
dune,
no longer the
which
parents
is
walking around calling. But by then it was too late because the message came back saying the search has been stood down. SAPS were involved, so there were SAPS people involved.
Yes.
SAPS members involved.
Okay, good.
And they basically called the search off. And there was that brief period of euphoria where everyone thought, oh, wonderful,
it just said
the boy's
the
been
search
found.
Stopped. Yeah, you're like, okay.
And then they had to break the news that the boy had been found but deceased.
So we don't know yet, and this is where this is your job now, man.
Yes,
to help us out, because we need some hard facts, and obviously you'll get them. And
know
where to get them from the right people.
I've fired an email off to the SAPS. They are the only people that can really announce what the official word is.
Okay.
Quite often they will just say, we confirm that a young lad died and the investigation continues. That is probably what they will say, unless they have some proper proof.
Yes.
But I would imagine they will need to get that from autopsies.
Yeah.
All those terrible things, and it does move slowly with SAPS. It's not like we see on TV where they instantly get someone who can give the whole story within a few minutes. Yeah, it's a long process, and and
just tragic.
It's totally tragic.
And a lot of us, are still, I think, wanting to figure out how to help. And for a lot of us, it's just trying to throw solutions at it of dogs, of housing, of rubbish, of whatever it might be. But it seems like there are a few ways that we might be able to help.
Yes, I must say, I was so impressed with the community. I looked on social media yesterday and today, fearing the worst. I feared that people would be laying blame and what have you. All I saw on the channels I looked at was outpouring of sympathy, condolences, messages of how can we help the family. So if you go on social media, there are bank details where you can help the family, because the family just help support. We don't know what their position is financially, but even down to what's mentioned on social media is someone said that they've had so many visitors.
Sure, family members will come and visit.
Making tea and coffee for people. There's a lot of, obviously there's funeral expenses. There's going to be all sorts of things. So there are bank details. There's also SAM, Central Animal Matters.
Okay,
Their charity shop has got a facility there where you can do a cash donation to go towards the family.
Okay.
Which is also,
that's
very,
tangible.
very cool.
That's something that we can do. I mean, it's not how much can you really do, but that does. That sounds good. I've got to say that's really encouraging to hear that the community just once again stepped up. We see that this is a community tragedy, wanting to help and having good comment about it, of concern, of condolences, of, I'm sure, many prayers. I know we have as a family have most definitely been, and that's great when we're able to have these sort of situations. To start moving kind of on from that. It's great to be able to kind of have these discussions, right?
Yes,
to chat about these issues and just see that the community can actually come together. Oh, and what I just wanted to tie a bow on it and say, I know that I'm going to be waiting for the Edge and waiting for official reports to really go.
I really hope we can have one if we've got the details from the police.
And anything else is going to be a little bit more speculation.
Yes.
Is that safe to say? Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Okay. Look, there are things that are going to be looked into.
Yeah.
We have had, for example, and once again, we don't know if this is related or not, but there has been often complaints of dog fighting, organized dog fights going on in Smutsville. Now, these are, I don't know if you remember, quite a few years back, They happened in Plet.
Oh, no, I didn't know about that.
People were arrested in Plet. And I'm not talking about people who are making 50 Rand here and there by getting their dogs fighting. These were people who had flown in especially.
What?
Yeah, this is big.
No way.
This is big. And what happens, the bigger these things get, money-wise,
yes,
the stronger the dogfighting community gets.
Oh, my word.
And what has been happening, I haven't heard of any complaints in the last couple of years, but 2 or 3 years ago, there was talk of dogfights happening in Smutsville, but as the police would arrive, the thing was gone.
Wow.
So basically people too well informed, too well organized.
Yeah.
So
they know what they're doing.
When you're going to have vicious dogs running around.
Oh, boy.
And what have you. So that's going to be looked at. We don't know if that's connected.
Yeah.
But the councillor's words were, we need to do something.
That's it. And if somebody has something to say about this, like really actually has something, viewed something, saw something, knows something, then speak to the right people about it. Yeah. And don't just let it pass on.
Speak to the police. Yeah.
Oh, very, very good.
Speak to the police. And look, if you want to pass on anonymous information to the police, I'm happy to do that via the newspaper, not in the newspaper, obviously, because I do know that some people are afeared that if they report, especially with the police, if they suspect that there might be police involvement or corruption or something, they don't want to be seen reporting something to the police. They don't want to be fingered as a whistleblower.
Of course not. No, that puts them in danger as well. Well, now let's move to a little bit more international news, where we've got what I think is something good for America, but you disagree. Trump is the president of the US.
Yes. And look, I'm an addict of US politics.
Oh, man, it's a drama show, man.
Like it has been a drama show the last few years or last few terms of president.
It has been,
It's just, I cannot, so often I've said, of all the people in America, these are the people that they've got. So I've been following it. I really didn't think Trump would get in.
Oh,
his initials are DT, but I flipped them around. I'm a Trump despiser.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry.
As much as that?
I can't get my head around him. I won't go into the long detail because this will be a 5-hour podcast.
No, exactly.
But it's just
but the main point that I think that we wanted to raise with this is that we're actually able to sit in a room together, and although you may be leaning on me and throwing things at me for saying that I kind of like the orange-haired man, just significantly more than the other candidates who didn't win. We can still have a discussion, and we can not be offended.
Right? No, absolutely.
Are you offended?
No, I'm not. But this coffee is tasting a bit like almonds. Unrelated, okay.
I'm offended with you for something else.
I do find that refreshing that we can, because look, there are people that I meet, and I might say, oh no, Trump, and they go, what do you mean? What do you mean? He's the greatest thing. And you kind of eventually you have to move away because this argument's not going away.
You can't have the discussion. I mean, politics, that's nothing new that you can't really discuss that. But man, if we could actually just discuss it and not get, if pride just steps out of the way just a little bit, it really does help.
Agree to disagree.
There we go. We agree that you're wrong. Okay, cool.
And talking of agreeing to disagree,
yes,
our acting municipal manager,
he's had a bit of a tough run.
He didn't feel that he could agree to disagree. But one can understand why. So we saw this. Now I'm going to do something. I won't say unprecedented,
a backflip,
like I wish America was.
Another backflip.
Woo, see what I did there? I'm going to quote another newspaper.
What?
Because I mean they got it. I didn't even get a sniff of the story. But they got a thing. They announced last week that the acting municipal manager Mr. Malapeng
Oh, yes.
had sent an email to the Speaker of the House, the Speaker, saying that his life had been threatened by the mayor and the deputy mayor.
Because he wasn't at the big municipal meeting, the council meeting on last Thursday, the really long one.
So he basically said that he had met with them
at the George Airport, right?
At the George Airport, because and that he's opened a case at SAPS. So this isn't just like
hearsay.
He's opened a case against them. He said they threatened his life.
Whoa.
So. One of the things he talked about, and you and I talked about it earlier, that this elephant in the room, as the Knysna Plate Herald has often referred to it, the grey elephant situation, the situation where they owe the municipality 60-odd million, and the council keeps voting to write off a huge amount of this.
I mean, all of it, and this hasn't just been now, this has been over the years. We still want to spend a good session because there are court papers.
There's all sorts going down on that.
Lots to speak about that.
What he says, and once again, I'm quoting the George Herald, the Knysna Plate Herald online article. In an email sent to Mr. Scorsana, the Speaker of the Council, early on Thursday, 31st of October, Malapeng states that Mayor Aubrey Sengwa and Deputy Mayor Alberto Marby had demanded his resignation with immediate effect, and that if he did not agree to this, his life would be at risk, including a death threat.
Whoa.
And he said the death threat was made during a meeting held at George Airport on 29th of October.
Man.
So, and it's to do with... he said they accused him of colluding with the DA over the grey elephant story.
Oh. I mean, this is dangerous stuff. When you have money as big as that. As big as that, really.
Yeah, it doesn't actually, you don't think, oh, come on, this must be an exaggeration.
That's actually feasible. There would be. I mean, we saw, we're not going to talk extensively about it, but with the hit on the businessman guy in George at the mall.
That happened.
This stuff happens.
Wow.
It really happens.
I know. Yeah.
People, money makes people absolutely crazy.
It does. I did make contact with the municipal spokesperson, their media thing.
The media guy.
And I said, look, what's happening with this? I got hold of them yesterday.
So about this.
This story. Has the acting municipal manager gone? Obviously,
he was asking for police assistance for
protection. For police assistance, and what actually happened first when we asked about this? The municipality sent an official kind of.
I think you said that to me.
Denial? No, not denial. Yes, an official denial from the mayor.
Yes.
So the denial didn't come from the municipality. It came from the mayor and the assistant mayor saying, this is all hogwash. We did not threaten his life at all. Come on.
It was only 2 or 3 beers. And we were, when you get talking... That's my opinion. That wasn't in the Knysna Plate Herald, by the way.
Yes, So that was the official denial. And then so I contacted them again yesterday, and said, has anything changed? And their reply was, well, the AMM, acting municipal manager, is actually back at work.
Oh, okay.
And so,
well, that's good.
It's good,
I think.
Well, clearly he's not scared anymore.
Or he has a platoon of bodyguards around him, maybe. Or
yes,
I don't know. Maybe he's working in a very, very public area. That's awful, man.
It is. It must be terrible.
But things are really heating up with what's happening, and I think what's happened is that you have a lot of municipalities around the country who are just being kind of taken for all the cash they got, and just kind of milked. And there are some people, and I'm not going to call out exact names, though I think it's pretty it seems relatively obvious that something weird is going on, but that they're trying it. But we've got a community and I'm counting Sage, of course, in this, from Neisner all the way across, that says we're watching, and you're not actually going to get away with this.
Yes,
even though they have been for a long time.
Yeah,
and this was, now there are multiple court cases and court papers flying around, and there's this accountability group one.
Yes, the TAG, they call themselves.
TAG.
Oh, that's accountability group.
Then.
Nice acronym.
Yeah, that's
so they've basically they've bought out a what did we say? A mandamus.
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 Mandamus. I still don't know. What is that?
I don't know how.
What is it?
I actually I looked at it earlier, and because I work with crosswords, I immediately saw that it's an anagram of US Madman. So that was quite topical for me, but we won't go further. So they brought out a mandamus or mandamus. I don't know how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Basically, it was sent to COGTA.
COGTA? What's COGTA?
COGTA is the corporate. It's basically the Ministry of Corporate Governance and Traditional Affairs
and Gears.
And some gears,
and
There's
a few
gears in
gears
there.
They got them in the back. We'll sort you out.
So they are the people responsible, and I've got it written down here somewhere.
And so they're not they're not like a community group. Like the accountability group is not an official branch of any sort of government. It's
they're a group
community.
of people.
Yeah.
Under the chairmanship of Esme Jeffries.
Yes,
they are a group of Neisner people that have got involved and said, no, someone has to do something.
Stop it.
Yes, stop it.
Stop it.
So the mandamus is or mandamus, however it's pronounced, is basically a court. Asking the court to order the authority to do their job. Yes. It's basically saying, do your job. Now, we've spoken about this before with the court order to stop people building on the dune. That's another. Now, the municipality is not handling that. They're not doing what the court order issued. So this mandamus is to get the municipality and the council to do their job.
Yeah.
So they're saying you've got one job. Well, they've actually got quite
you've got a few, but you're not even doing that one.
So it's cooperative governance.
Cooperative,
and traditional, not
so
corporate.
It's an actual kind of branch, a part of government, an official, and not just I thought it was maybe just the middleman between
No,
the
this is
community
national.
and the government.
This is a national. COGTA is national. Its main objective is, in this instance, is ensuring effective governance and service delivery at a local level.
Okay.
So we don't think that it's well. I don't think anyone thinks that we have effective governance.
No.
Especially when we're hearing death threats from the mayor to the acting municipal manager.
Yeah.
Even if there aren't death threats, the acting municipal manager clearly thinks there are.
And not getting along.
Either they are, or we have a madman in acting as our municipal manager. I don't know which is worse.
It's the madman. Oh man, it's all just a complete mess. Hey?
So basically, what this TAG group have done is they've laid out. It was like 180 pages.
Yeah, something like that. It was spaced out nicely.
A whole heap of things, and it talks about not employing the right people, and it goes into each instance.
Yeah.
And you see, because what happens here is they get a new director in. The director doesn't have the qualifications. It goes to the vote in council. The majority wins. They get the guy. The minority parties challenge this through Anton Bredell. Anton Bredell in the MEC in Cape
Western
Town.
Cape,
He takes it to court, which is what his job is. The court rules this is not, you shouldn't have employed this guy, and costs go to the municipality.
Yeah, and before he can get fined, and before charges, and before all of that, often, and we see this, you see this throughout the court papers, they just resign.
Yes, well, in these instances, no, it has. That happened with the municipal manager. But that's when they're caught doing wrong stuff.
Ooh.
A lot of the guys are not caught doing wrong stuff,
Yeah.
except they are just being employed
which
without
is
the
wrong.
qualifications.
They're working where they shouldn't be working. So, it's different kind of wrong stuff. Aye.
They've been getting salaries. They shouldn't have been employed. So it's challenged in the courts.
Yep.
The court says you can't employ this guy without these qualifications. And all the costs go to the municipality. So it costs the municipality
Money.
thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of rands, which could be used fixing water pumps and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, especially with an unfunded budget. With all of, so it's going to be very interesting to see, because there are several recommendations in these court papers as well. And one is for the saying, hey, Anton Bradell, hey, MEC, hey, Western Cape, put these guys under administration already.
That's
Look at this.
Dissolve the council. They're calling them. So now it's weird, because mandamus is to say they must do their job.
Yes.
But what they're also saying is it's Cogta's job and Anton Bradell's job to sort this out.
Yeah.
So you do your job too.
Yes. You're not doing your job. You're not doing your job.
No one's doing their job. So and obviously the grey elephant story, that's also mentioned in these court papers.
Yeah.
So they're bringing that to the fore again as well.
Yes. I mean, it's such a big one. It can't go away.
Huge document.
We can't stop talking about it.
Yeah.
Honestly, it can't be one of those things that just kind of dissolves in the back and the grey elephant. That's 60 million rand.
So who knows what would happen if the municipal councillors were dissolved. I don't think they put them in an acid bath. I think they just say you no longer have a job.
Just and put them in the lagoon, which is basically turned to acid in ice.
The Neisner Lagoon, not the Sedgefield one.
Not this. No, not our lagoon. Our lagoon is lovely,
isn't it? Isn't it?
Beautiful.
Hey, isn't our whole town is lovely?
Hey, it's like we're putting on some fancy pants.
Isn't it
for visitors coming? We're actually putting on pants. Normally we're quite casual as a town.
We're taking off the old tracksuit and the Crocs. We're putting on our smart duds now.
Really.
Hey?
But everywhere that you kind of drive around, I mean, on the highway, I think some people are probably a bit frustrated. Which, okay, but fine. You know, we've only got one traffic light. Just drive around it.
Yes. No, don't.
Just drive over there. There are a few cones. Just drive over them. You've probably got a car big enough for it. No, but our road getting patched up nicely there. Seeing Revive Sedgefield out.
Wow.
Just cleaning up pavements. We've got new restaurants, new shops.
Yes.
Man,
it's like the town's come alive. We are. Yeah, I really hope for a great season.
I think it's going to be an excellent one, because I don't think anyone wants to go to Durban.
No.
I mean, I think that was generally the case, but especially now, they're also just falling apart in a lot of places, which is very sad, and I don't applaud that, and I don't like that. But also, we're going to have a ton of people. I hope that Neisner manages to sort themselves out.
Yes,
because I think they're going to feel the biggest pinch and difficulties, because we hear in kind of the meetings and whatnot that the people come in and the infrastructure, like in Buffels and wherever,
it just can't cope.
Just
because you got one pump. Well, look what happened last December.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yes, how quickly we forget. The rubbish was piling up. There was water shortages. Carte blanche popped in for a while.
No. You guys aren't wearing your fancy pants next time we come. Well, I hope that they do, but it seems like Revive Neisner's. I mean, well, you know what? The business guys who sorted out the whole water issue.
They've been amazing.
These guys, the tag, people, the community is also stepping up. I just hope it's enough.
I really do hope it's enough. Yeah.
Well, it is.
I do want to drop in a bit of a watershed moment quickly. Because Watershed is coming to Sedgefield.
Oh, really? Again?
Yes.
Even after we stole their guitar.
New Year's Eve. Yeah. No, I must say, someone stole their guitar, and then we put it out there that perhaps someone had drunk too much and felt guilty. And if they were to leave the guitar behind the stage, no one would say a thing. And that's so exactly what happened.
Thank you for leaving it back there. Thanks, Mama.
I said someone.
Sorry,
no, they're back. They're playing.
Cool.
All the money raised will go to Masatindani.
No way.
I mean, obviously, there's some ticket money that does go to
the Watershed, and them coming.
But the profits and what have you are for Masatindani. They're such a good group. They are so good.
Really?
I can't wait. At the Octopus Garden.
Great,
so yeah,
great venue. Also been looked
they're
after.
still vinylizing.
Finalizing. Vinyl for us.
Vinyl.
Danke.
It's the vinyl countdown. They're finalizing all the details, ticket
cool.
prices, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But just look out in the press for that
that's
details.
so cool.
And I'm sure we'll talk about it again.
Oh, and Celebrate Sedgefield is happening on Friday.
Yeah,
that's pretty
tomorrow
cool.
night, or if you're listening to this podcast tomorrow, which is Friday,
the 8th of November.
It's tonight, 8th of November.
8th of November.
Yeah, it's.
Do you know if there are still tickets available?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't know if there are. I doubt there will be by the time this is broadcast.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Because they would have had to have facilitated catering, I suppose.
Yes. Okay.
But yes, so Celebrate Sedgefield is a night where the Sedgefield Ratepayers Association basically recognizes and acknowledges businesses and individuals and associations that have gone above and beyond the call of duty.
So there were nominations.
To make Sedgefield a special place. Yeah, there was a whole process where people nominated people.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
looking forward to hearing
cool.
and seeing what's going to happen with all of that. I think one of the cool things that we can take away from this week, once again, is just the importance of community, the importance of conversation, and helping out our town. And yes, let's put it up on fancy pants. And you know what? We can keep our flip-flops on, though.
Keep our flip-flops on. Put on the fancy pants, maybe a nice hat, and just communicate and agree with one another.
Oh, there we go, for once, yeah.
But about that Trump story.
Yeah. No, way better. Yeah, we're going to see it. Okay.
Foot off my throat!